we began covering the Buu saga. And while at first it might have seemed like our group had this under control, everything spiraled out of control really quickly. With Buu now stronger than before, how will they stop him? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part 9 of What If Gohan Had a Twin. Back on Earth, Buu fully manifests the power of Goku and Gohan. He could feel it coursing through him. He's so much stronger than he could have ever expected, and he didn't realize this would happen anyways. Plus, he has the combined intelligence of both of them too. He knows those other warriors will probably return soon enough. He can't destroy Earth just yet, but that doesn't mean he can't go around eating people. On the Sacred World of Kai's, Piccolo tries something out that he hasn't really done before. He remembers Mori tried to do this to him, and Piccolo should have the same ability. Given the differences in his powers now, he may have the ability to draw out potential from people. Even if it's only minimal, he could try that here and that should give them enough power, especially with someone like Goten. Vegeta and Raditz sit there in silence. Raditz is ashamed that he let this happen too, with Vegeta also realizing it's mostly his fault, although he wonders if Raditz willingly surrendered too. But that doesn't matter now. What matters is actually stopping Buu. Goten's the one who should be mad at them, but he's the one who tells them to focus. They're the last strong warriors left. I may have forgot to mention that Krillin's with them too. And he of course is going to try to strategize a plan too. He asks Piccolo if he can unlock everyone's potential because if everyone grows stronger then they should be more than enough to defeat Buu. But Piccolo doesn't even know if he can do it yet. Mori could barely do it and he was an actual elder. Apparently it's an ability that older Namekians manifest. He tries unlocking Goten's power first but nothing actually works. He is able to draw out a little bit of power but that's really it. This is all that he's capable of right now. But as he tries focusing, he feels a change within himself and in Goten. He's able to draw out a little bit more power. And Goten does feel an increase in strength, but clearly this isn't going to be enough to defeat Buu. He tries the same on Raditz, Vegeta, and Krillin. And while Piccolo tries to unlock their potential, Kibito says there's one thing that they could try and do, but it's a long shot, pointing out the Z-Sword, although he doesn't take this lightly at all. Goten goes to try and pull the Z-Sword out, and pretty much in one try, he's actually able to. Even without Piccolo unlocking some of his potential, he might have been able to do so regardless. But surprisingly enough, he pulls the Z-Sword from the stone. It's pretty heavy and he tries swinging it. Kibito claims that this will be able to defeat Buu. Thankfully on Earth, Buu isn't making haste with anything. It seems like he's just traveling the globe, trying out different kinds of foods from everywhere on Earth. And immediately after trying them, everyone near him gets turned into food. It's a bad situation, but thankfully he's preoccupied, and they still do have the Dragon Balls back on Earth. With Piccolo still alive too, they'll be able to revive everyone. As long as Buu doesn't destroy Earth or kill Piccolo, this could be reversed. Piccolo hates watching this though. He is Kami after all. He can't stand to watch Earth be destroyed like this, even though he knows it's just a temporary setback. As Piccolo's busy watching over Earth, he hears a powerful crack behind him, and he barely dodges in time as part of the Z-Sword flies past his head. He looks back to see Goten, Raditz, and Vegeta looking over the Z-Sword, now broken in half, with a block of Kachin on the ground as well. Kibito didn't think that would happen, and there goes their last chance of defeating Buu. That was supposed to work, but it couldn't even cut through some Kachin. But then Piccolo notices an odd presence nearby. Seemingly out of nowhere, another Kai appears on the planet. It's Elder Kai, and he makes his introduction to everybody. He does say this group is powerful, but doesn't know if they could defeat Buu as is right now. And Piccolo says it's like he thought. Even after trying to awaken everyone's potential, it's still not enough. Awaken potential, huh? Elder Kai says he could do the exact same thing. And no offense to Piccolo, but it's probably more effective than whatever technique he used. Although, it is going to take some time. About a day or so. Piccolo's not sure if they have that kind of time though. Buu is quickly making his way around Earth. Only a few hours have passed, and pretty much half of Earth's population is gone. By the time that ritual is done for one of these people, Earth will probably be gone already. But Vegeta steps in. He has a good idea. He asks Piccolo, can he see if the lookout is still intact? And as Piccolo looks down on Earth, he sees that, yeah, it is. Vegeta says it's simple then. Elder Kai can awaken the potential of everybody. They just need to go into the Room of Spirit in time. That's right. Piccolo didn't even think about that. That way they'd have more than enough time to do so. Elder Kai's not really too fond of going to Earth right now, especially with it being a war zone, and he shouldn't really be getting involved in this regardless. But the fate of the entire universe is at stake, so he goes along. They teleport to the lookout, and all of them enter the Room of Spirit in time. But of course, right as they enter the Room of Spirit in time, Buu senses that they're back on Earth, so he decides to go to the lookout too. And pretty quickly he's able to get up there. But weirdly enough, he can't sense anyone anymore. Did they come here for a second and just leave? No, they have to be here somewhere. And then it hits him. He knows where they are. He has the knowledge of Goku and Gohan after all, so he knows of the Room of Spirit in time. They're probably in there. They're probably trying to get some training in to fight him. And they're being sneaky about it. He honestly doesn't know how to feel about that. Part of him wants to fight them at their strongest, but also at the same time, he knows that's way too risky. He stands in front of the door to the time chamber, charging a blast, ready to blow up the door so they're trapped in there. But right when he tries to launch the blast, someone kicks him in the face, and then a powerful blast hits him from above, driving him right through the lookout. It doesn't hurt him a lot, but he is a bit angered at the sneak attack, and as he flies back up there, he sees two people waiting for him, a large man with orange hair, and a small nervous-looking kid. Trunks sends Piccolo and Goten up here for a brief moment, and he doesn't know where they went, but he put two and two together and quickly realized that they're in the room that Buu tried to destroy. and Android 16's with him. That explains why Boo couldn't sense them. Trunks' power was too low to sense, and Android 16 had no power to sense. Thankfully, Trunks and 16 were able to protect a lot of their friends. They have no clue where everyone else went, but in their eyes, they're the last defense force for Earth. But Boo kinda laughs this off. There's no way that robot's gonna be able to beat him. And Android 16 said that's not the plan. He just needs to buy enough time for them so they could do whatever they're planning. Trunks powers up into Super Saiyan, ready to fight as well. He tells Boo that his mom's upgraded 16 a bunch. He's basically a completely different android. 16 rockets in towards Boo, tackling him right off the lookout as Trunks follows. Boo is actually kind of impressed. He didn't think an android would be that powerful, but now he remembers from Goku and Gohan's memories. Yeah, that's the one working with Capsule Corp. Apparently he was the one who helped train Gohan and Goten too. This android might be more than he expected, but Boo also realizes, if they're working this hard to protect the others in the Room of Spirit and Time, they must have a really good plan in mind. Of course, fighting Trunks and 16 is no big issue for him, but 16, he has infinite stamina. All of his attacks are at 100% power, he doesn't get worn out. And Boo even realizes during the fight that he has some sort of regeneration. It seems he has nanotechnology within him. As long as he's not completely destroyed, the parts within him are able to connect back together again. It's a bit slow, and it's not as good as Boo's regeneration by any means. It's also completely mechanical, but 16 says this will be enough to hold off Boo. Especially because unlike the other fighters, he doesn't feel pain. He could do this for as long as he wants. But Boo is done being played around with. If they're going to continue getting in his way, he'll just kill them on the spot. And he gets ready to do exactly that. He rips off pieces of himself, wrapping them around 16 and Trunks. This is the end for them. But for some reason, Trunks looks happy. Actually, determined if anything. And then 16 can see exactly why he's feeling that way. Someone rockets over to Boo, blasting a hole right in his side that cuts through him, telling Boo to stay away from Trunks. It's Vegeta. Although, weirdly enough, it looks like he's in his base form. Why does Vegeta feel stronger than before, though? And then another attack hits him. It's from Raditz. An arm stretches out to grab him. It's Piccolo's arm. How dare he destroy the Lookout like that? Raditz and Goten then fly down from the sky together, each with a leg extended, landing a simultaneous kick on Boo. That's not Boo's power that he's using. That's the power of Goku and Gohan. But he won't have their power for much longer. And as Boo looks around at everyone, they all appear to be in their base form. Piccolo looks slightly different, but not too different. And he notices something weird with Goten. His hair is black as if he were in base, but his eyes, they have a fierce yellow glow in them. Piccolo says thanks to Android 16 and Trunks, they were able to get their potentials awakened by Elder Kai. But Raditz notes, it looks like Boo pissed Goten off a little bit too much. Something about his ultimate form is different. He feels the ferocity of a great ape within him. And somehow it's manifesting through his ultimate form too. It seems like he got a greater boost than anyone else there. Boo tells him to stop being so confident. No boost in power will be able to defeat him, and even if that's the case, he could just absorb them. It's really easy. Raditz takes out a cigar, lighting it with some ki from the tip of his finger. Taking a hit from it, he smiles. This fight's gonna be pretty fun. And he retreats for a bit, charging his ultimate attack. Vegeta, Piccolo, and Goten attack together, completely overwhelming Boo. And Boo could sense the bloodlust from Goten, that anger that Gohan displayed before. He has the same thing. And Vegeta says it's quite impressive actually, the fact that he's able to manifest great apes still. It's not something that he, Raditz, or even Kakarot could do. And from above, two powerful and sharp ki blasts fly past Boo. Neither of them hit him though. But that's not the point. Raditz is there above them all, clearly putting a lot of energy into this attack. This is his new ultimate move, also named after calendar terms just like his other ones. Fortnite Flash. He then swings his arms into the opposite direction, with each blast slicing Boo. He then swipes the arms around, continuing to do this from above, cutting Boo into more and more pieces. Piccolo and Vegeta then throw a bunch of ki blasts around him, with Piccolo using a Hellzone grenade and Vegeta just following his lead. As Boo continues to be sliced apart by Raditz, the blasts all draw inward, and Goten floats nearby, quickly charging a Kamehameha. As the Hellzone grenade connects together, Goten launched his blast too, and together, they completely kill Boo. Now, they don't really know how to feel about this because they accidentally did just kill Goku and Gohan probably. They don't know if the two of them were even still alive, but it might have been worth it to check out. They assumed that they died when Boo absorbed them as candy, but maybe they were alive in there somehow. But it's fine. Piccolo was able to gather the Dragon Balls and restore all the damage done by Boo, as well as reviving everyone killed by him. Elder Kai doesn't really like this either, but he's glad he could at least help them save Earth and the universe as a whole. Goku and Gohan are told about everything when they return. They still can't believe the group was able to pull it off. Goku says they truly are amazing fighters. And Gohan wants to see the new power that Goten unlocked. Everyone got their own ultimate form. And Goten goes into it, but he doesn't have those same yellow eyes as before. Vegeta and Raditz said he was manifesting the power of Great Ape somehow, while also using this form. And he's not even sure how he did it. It seems that he was just so angry with Goku and Gohan dying, that rage overcame him and manifested itself in that way. Even if he can't do it willingly, that's pretty impressive. He's basically accessing the power of Great Ape without a tail or without a moon in the sky. So even though Goten lost his tail, that's still pretty cool. Although now that Gohan's the only one with the tail, maybe he should revisit the Great Ape form. And it's a pretty happy celebration. Shin is brought back too, glad to see that Kibito survived throughout it. But near where everyone regrouped, a large pillar of light descends from the sky, and a voice calls out Shin's name. Did he seriously just die for a bit? Shin and Kibito look terrified, and for some reason, even Raditz and Vegeta look scared. Piccolo doesn't know who these two are either, but he feels a deep sense of fear, just inherent to their presence. He asks Vegeta and Raditz what's happening, and they say that's the god of destruction, Beerus. When Shin died temporarily, Beerus died too, and it's not like he didn't notice. This of course did wake him up from his nap. And he's extremely mad right now, not just at the fact that he died, but more so the fact that his nap was disturbed. But then he hears what happened, and sees that these Earthlings were able to defeat Majin Buu somehow. And he was the one to kill the Supreme Kai apparently. It's interesting to see that mortals are that strong, but Beerus doesn't even care about that right now. How was Buu revived in the first place? And how did they let Buu kill the Supreme Kai? Are they all incompetent? And as Beerus looks around, he then notices Vegeta and Raditz, as well as some other Saiyan-looking people there. He sees a Namekian there too with a godly presence. And most importantly to him, he smells some delicious food nearby. You know, maybe he's willing to forgive this transgression. He's so mad that he could just blow up this planet as it is now. But maybe they could all show him some sort of value. Not only is he going to take some of their food, but he wants to fight them. He wants to see that strength that they showed off against Buu. If they really are that powerful, prove their worth. Beerus surprisingly does get some good fights here, but none of these people are near his level at all. Obviously Beerus is here way earlier than normal, and he doesn't even have the Super Saiyan God in his mind yet. Even Piccolo, who knows some stuff about the Namekian Book of Legends, it's not like he studied that specifically either. Beerus is simply fighting people to see how strong they are, just to entertain himself. He's more so pissed at the Supreme Kai, and now that he's cooled down a bit, he probably shouldn't kill these Earthlings for Shin's stupidity. A few of these fighters seem really powerful. Their potential was awakened to fight against Buu, but one of them specifically draws his attention. The guardian of this planet, that Namekian. Beerus could feel a godly presence within him, and also he was the one responsible for reviving everybody because he created the Dragon Balls here. As he is right now, it seems like he's the strongest of the group. Although little does Beerus know, when Goten's mad, he's actually the strongest. But for the time being, Piccolo interests him. He's definitely going to keep an eye on this planet, especially now that he's tried out some food. He sees that it is worth something, although he doesn't know if it was worth dying for. But maybe he'll come back one day. He departs, along with the Kai's departing too. From beginning to end, that was pretty hectic, and now Beerus has an eye on Earth. Sometime not too long after, Beerus contacts Piccolo again, wondering what other dormant power he has. And just because Piccolo's terrified of Beerus, he goes to Beerus' planet just to fight him. Beerus seemingly wants Piccolo to train under Whis, so just to protect Earth, Piccolo's gonna do that. He doesn't know how mad this guy will get. It doesn't seem like he really has a choice, especially because this guy is technically his superior by a lot. So this arc wraps up pretty nicely for everybody. Although Vegeta, Raditz, and Goten are a bit disappointed. Vegeta and Raditz had to rely on some stupid magic to get stronger. Yeah, they're powerful now, and they did surpass Kakarot and Gohan, but they didn't do it in their own way. Although, Raditz kinda likes this. Whether or not he unlocked it himself, he's one of the strongest now, and it makes him really proud. But Goten's disappointed for a different reason. He's bummed that his tail won't grow back. Piccolo healed him, Kibito tried to heal him, but nothing seemed to work. If he took a Senzu Bean sooner, he might have been able to grow his tail back, but they wanted to save the Senzu. Vegeta, Raditz, and Goku can clearly see that the tail's not going to grow back. Vegeta feels pretty guilty too because he was the one to cut it off. But seeing that power manifested through his anger, he wonders if they can get Goten to use that again. He's got to make it up to Goten somehow. So he and Raditz are going to try and work on it. Meanwhile, Gohan and Goku are kind of left in the dust. Goku, of course, is going to continue training in his own way, and he'll surpass them without having to use magic or whatever. Apparently they had some sort of ritual to unlock their power, and it makes them really strong. Goku could do that for himself, but he doesn't really want to. He actually has a choice here. As for Gohan, he wonders if using Great Ape somehow will actually give him a new power. Well, there's only really one way to find out. Goten's working on a brand new power with it too, so maybe Gohan could work on something with it. He has no idea of what he's going to work on, but there's got to be something, right? As everyone moves forward with their next steps in training, this is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part and what's going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. As always, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel and shows me you want to see more like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.